Hello, welcome to your final week of 215, which is your final week of PT. Congratulations, you have made it. So proud of you. You have just a couple of things left to do before you can finally call yourself graduated from the PT program. So let's focus on those. In this lecture, I'm going to do a little bit of review and then just kind of do a little bit of housekeeping right up front to tell you what to expect in this last week. So there is still a discussion question that is due this week. It's actually to read an article at WebMD. It's about 1 in 13 U.S. school kids are on some sort of medication that helps behavior. And what we're talking about here is like ADHD and things like that. And so it really wants your opinion after you read that article about what you think about it. Should more kids be medicated? Is it okay to have these kids medicated? That sort of thing. My opinion is that as far as I know, most of these medications are controlled substances. And having a child on a controlled substance that early in their age is not ideal. And so I don't believe they should be medicated. Should something happen otherwise? Yes. So should the parents know about dietary things that they could change? Should the parents know about maybe seeing a counselor? And maybe we could put them on other stabilizing medications that are not a controlled substance. I would be okay with that. I would also look into vitamins and minerals before I really dove into things like a controlled substance. I would also look into, which is a new thing right now, is like wobbly chairs, where kids are using that for busyness. And they're not having to take medication because their ADHD is controlled because they are busy, but they're also being able to focus on their work. So that's just my opinion on the discussion. I'd love to hear from you and see what you think. And then you probably have had to make this decision in your life before if you have kids at that age. So we'd love to hear maybe a personal experience if you have one. If not, no need to share. All right, so then you also have a final project due. And the final project is a research paper. It's going to tell me a little bit about what you learned this 10 weeks in your capstone. And, you know, the capstone has been all about looking into the pharmacy and what you would actually do and that kind of stuff. So I love that you've had that experience and that you can share that with me. There are some rubrics that tell you exactly what kind of points you get for this kind of thing. I would follow that just so that you can get all of the points necessary. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I will answer by email. But remember, that needs to be done Thursday before midnight. And then the last thing due this week is actually your final exam. And again, like I said about the midterm, this is an excellent way for you to really test or practice for your certification exam. Don't use your book first, and then you can go back and use your book on some of the questions. You have plenty of time to do that. So make sure that you are really just testing yourself. There are things to expect on this exam. So there are a lot of math problems, like if you had this dosage, what would you give? If you had this many milliliters, how many liters are they? I have a DEA number, is it correct? So it's actually checking those math. I would say it has a lot more math than the regular certification exam will have on it, but gosh, that is a great practice for you to take those, try to figure them out yourself. Don't use your book first off, and then use your book if you need help answering it. But this is a great way to practice for your certification exam. There are questions about expiration dates. There are questions about controlled substances. There are questions about hospital pharmacy. There are questions about institutional pharmacies, retail pharmacy. So I love that it gives you 3 different ways to look at that, because you are not only just asked about one pharmacy in the certification exam. So you're asked about all different sorts. So this test is actually a great review of that. And it is 50 questions. So make sure that you do give yourself enough time to take it. But again, try not to use your book. This is a great way to test yourself on the certification exam and ready yourself for that. See how well you do without it. Go back again and use your book to get your final grade. We want your grade to be the highest it can. But then, again, if you have any questions on that, you can let me know. All right, I hope you have a great last week. Remember, everything needs to be in by Thursday at midnight. I have to grade everything by Friday by noon and have your grades in. So there is no time that I can even give you to expand on that. So please let me know how you're doing this week, and hope to hear from you soon.